Starseed of Gaia, your vessel is being recalibrated at a cellular level at this exact moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. If you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing. Most people who watch are not subscribed yet. Starseed. The way you begin a season often determines where it will take you. The cosmic forces never waste beginnings. And in this exact moment, the celestial realms are not asking you to accomplish 1,000 things simultaneously. No. The Arcturian masters are asking you to begin with a single, sacred task. This is not about rushing, vanity, or proving something to anyone. The essential truth here is to be correctly positioned before the infinite consciousness that governs all dimensions. This matters for a profound reason that the Arcturians have transmitted across millennia. When your foundation is fragile, any structure erected upon it will crumble sooner or later. Before miracles manifest in your reality, before doors open in the physical plane, before everything becomes visible to others around you, the cosmic intelligence always releases a direction, a frequency, a calling, a divine instruction. And that first task placed in your hands carries immense spiritual weight. It establishes the rhythm of everything that will unfold in the months ahead. This initial mission will shake your comfort zone, confront old patterns, demand your focus and presence. You will need to obey even when the environment seems silent. You will need to trust when advancement appears slow. You will need to maintain discipline when your emotions fluctuate. Guard this powerful truth well. That which you choose to obey first, the universe chooses to multiply afterward. Many people begin their seasons rushed, demanding immediate answers from the cosmos. But the Arcturians begin by requesting something different, the surrender of your own will. This is not punishment. This is training. This is the sacred initiation into higher consciousness. Who honors this first mission will have ease in perceiving divine action throughout the entire year. Remain here with me. Do not slip away now. In the moments ahead, you will understand what this initial mission truly is, why it is so valued by the celestial realms before anything else, and how obeying in silence can open doors that many attempt to force with words without success. This is the beginning of a new direction for your life. And before the universe asks you to do something, it asks that you be in the correct position. The heavens always give more attention to the position in which you find yourself than to the speed with which you advance. This principle, transmitted by the Arcturian Council across dimensions, reveals a truth that transforms everything. Movement without alignment generates extreme exhaustion. The being who runs without direction depletes their energy, burns their essence, and arrives nowhere. But correct positioning before the cosmic intelligence produces firm, healthy, and sacred progress. The Arcturians teach that the universe never propels someone into action without first strengthening the foundations. This is not delay. This is wisdom. This is the difference between those who build empires that crumble and those who build legacies that endure across generations and dimensions. The ancient transmissions state, "Seek first the kingdom of the divine and its justice, and all other things will be added to you." This is not merely an inspirational phrase whispered by spiritual teachers. This is a cosmic principle that governs the order of the universe itself. The divine organizes priorities so that peace and provision flow without excessive effort. Notice the sequence carefully. First seek, then receive. The universe does not add anything before alignment, and it never blesses disorder. When the divine realm occupies the first place in your consciousness, everything else adjusts naturally. This order protects you from chasing things that should be following you instead. This is the wisdom the Arcturians have guarded for eons. Many people, without realizing it, invert this process entirely. They pursue results, applause, and conquests, hoping that the universe validates their plans. They exhaust themselves trying to force doors that were never meant for them. They compare their progress to others and feel perpetually behind. But in this season, the Arcturian masters invite you to something far deeper. A life in which alignment substitutes anxiety and obedience takes the place of pressure. Your first mission is not to accelerate your pace, compete with greater force, or prove your value to anyone. The universe does not measure you by others, and it is never impressed by how much you exhaust yourself. The invitation from the celestial realms is to decelerate internally, to reorganize your heart, your thoughts, and your priorities around the divine source. When your heart is aligned with cosmic truth, decisions become clearer. When your mind is aligned with higher frequencies, confusion begins to lose its grip. When your priorities are aligned with the divine will, distractions cease to dominate your consciousness. Alignment produces peace, and peace generates healthy movement. Where there is alignment, progress happens with naturalness. You no longer need to push doors for them to open. You no longer need to fight desperately for results. That which was separated for you begins to find you. The universe conducts your steps without chaos, and growth shifts from being unstable to becoming consistent and measurable. This is how true hope is born, not from exaggerated effort, but from correct direction. Hope emerges when you understand that the cosmos does not ask you to construct the future alone. It asks you to trust in the direction it offers. Looking toward the correct place is more important than running. You do not need to pressure the future, nor live comparing timelines. The divine is never late, and neither are you when you walk with it. Alignment keeps you connected to divine timing. You simply need to adjust your gaze, to shift your perception, to open yourself to the frequencies that have always been transmitting toward you. When your life points toward the divine, everything else organizes itself behind you. This is not metaphor, this is cosmic law. The Arcturians have observed this principle operating across countless civilizations and dimensions. Those who align first receive everything else. Those who chase everything else while ignoring alignment receive nothing but exhaustion. The true battlefield of this season is not external, it is internal. Many beings spend their energy fighting external conflicts while ignoring the internal battles that silently define the direction of their lives. The real war is fought in the mind, in the beliefs you hold, in the narratives you tell yourself about who you are and what is possible for you. Deus begins where everything originates, in the mind. That which governs your thoughts ends up guiding your choices, your reactions, and your expectations. The ancient wisdom teaches, as a being thinks in their heart, so they are. This truth reveals that identity is born in the interior, long before it manifests in the exterior. Your life will never extend beyond the level of your thoughts. The Arcturian masters know this profound truth intimately. This is why they work first in your inner life before adjusting your external circumstances. This means that the first work of the cosmic intelligence in you is both mental and spiritual in nature. Before reorganizing situations, it remodels your perception. Before opening doors, it heals your way of seeing things. The transformation begins in the form you see, interpret, and believe. The universe breaks ancient patterns of thought that have limited you in the past. Patterns of self-sabotage, constant fear, excessive comparisons, and a negative vision of the future may have become common to you, but they never formed part of your true identity. These mental habits emerged in difficult periods, in phases of survival, yet they do not possess the power to conduct you to new levels of consciousness. What was born to protect you in the past cannot govern your future. This is a principle the Arcturians emphasize repeatedly in their transmissions. The protective mechanisms that served you when you were wounded, when you were afraid, when you were alone, these mechanisms must be released now. They have become chains. The universe also touches the frustrations left by previous seasons. Disappointments that remain unhealed end up molding distorted expectations and creating a closed heart. Slowly, the cosmic intelligence works on the points where hope was wounded, restoring your capacity to dream again, without living as a prisoner to the fear of being disappointed once more. This is the gentle work of the divine. It does not force. It heals. At the same time, the universe exchanges fear for vision. Fear limits, makes everything appear larger and more threatening than it truly is. Vision, on the other hand, expands the horizon and returns meaning to your path. When the Arcturians liberate vision, they do not eliminate prudence, but they remove paralysis. Vision does not ignore challenges. It simply gives direction to courage. It transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. Your responsibility is to renew your mind every single day, not occasionally, not merely in moments of crisis, but daily. This constant renewal keeps truth above emotions and faith more solid than fear. The mind must be tended like a garden, because only then will it produce fruits that glorify the divine and elevate your frequency. Hope flourishes when thoughts are transformed. When negative mental cycles are interrupted, hope reappears like spring after a long winter. When truth occupies the place of lies, peace finds space to remain and establish itself. Hope does not sustain itself in circumstances. It sustains itself in that which you permit to inhabit your mind. Faith strengthens when thought becomes clear. Mental confusion weakens faith, but clarity strengthens trust and confidence. When the mind aligns with the truth of the divine, obedience ceases to be heavy, and fear loses its control over your nervous system. In this season, the universe is not merely adjusting external situations, it is perfecting your perception. And when perception changes, life accompanies that transformation. The Arcturians have observed across dimensions that many beings drift away from the divine because they expect something grandiose, loud, or incontestable. They await impact, spectacle, a sign so evident that it eliminates any doubt. But in most cases, the cosmic intelligence chooses to speak through simple and silent orientations that demand attention and sensitivity, not euphoria or emotional excitement. Whoever only listens for the extraordinary frequently loses direction. The voice of the divine is usually perceived more in clarity than in intensity. It speaks in a way that proves the humility and trust of the heart. Simple instructions reveal whether someone truly listens or merely seeks to confirm their own desires. Obedience begins when you stop demanding something impressive and start valuing the instruction itself, however humble it may appear. The ancient transmissions state, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and light to my path." This reveals how the divine orients you. It does not deliver the complete map all at once. It offers only the light necessary for the next step. A lamp does not illuminate the entire road. It illuminates only the immediate section. Thus is the direction of the universe, progressive, step by step, moment by moment. If everything were revealed simultaneously, fear or pride could interfere. Gradual orientation keeps you dependent, attentive, and aligned with the cosmic source. This means that your first task may seem small, even irrelevant in the eyes of others. Perhaps it will not come accompanied by recognition or applause. It may seem ordinary, but what is simple is never insignificant when it comes from the divine intelligence. The instruction may be to retake prayer, not with lengthy words, but with sincerity and presence. It may be to learn constancy where before there was dispersion and scattered energy. It may be to release forgiveness to someone who does not yet seem to deserve it. It may be to return to studying the sacred texts after a time of distance. It may be to move away from distractions that, in silent ways, have weakened your focus and your connection to higher frequencies. These orientations test your obedience more than your faith. Faith believes that the divine can move mountains. Obedience shows that you trust enough to move your own feet. The Arcturians observe how you respond to small instructions, because they reveal whether you are prepared for greater responsibilities and higher dimensional work. Do not underestimate simple obedience. Many times, the temptation is to postpone because the instruction seems too basic, too elementary for someone of your supposed spiritual development. But obedience does not need to appear grandiose to be powerful. What counts is alignment, not appearance. Small steps, when guided by the divine, produce extraordinary results. History is marked by beings who obeyed in silence before being seen in public. The universe opens great doors for those who honor small instructions without complaining or murmuring. This should fill your heart with hope. You do not need to understand everything now. You do not need to have the complete plan in your hands. The divine is more interested in who you are becoming than in what you accumulate. Possessions, opportunities, and realizations can be conquered quickly, but character is formed over time. The universe measures success differently than the world does. It looks at depth, not appearance. It values transformation, not accumulation. Many people desire to receive blessings without reflecting on the responsibility that comes with them. But the Arcturians know that receiving without maturing first almost always results in loss, not in realization. This is why the cosmic intelligence cares more about who you are becoming than about what you will conquer. Before expanding what is external, it works deeply on what is internal. The divine prepares you from within so that you can sustain with balance everything it desires to release upon your life. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. It is common for the universe to use pressure to purify intentions and allow challenges to bring clarity to your calling. Many times, true purpose is born exactly in environments where comfort cannot remain. Difficult places reveal profound directions. In this season, the focus is not merely to gather, accumulate, or conquer, but to grow. Growing requires time, patience, humility, and openness to learn. Asking for blessings is easy. Allowing yourself to be transformed is the true challenge. Yet it is transformation that gives meaning and weight to the blessings received. You are invited to grow in wisdom. Wisdom teaches you to wait for the right moment, to choose with balance, and to avoid shortcuts that seem attractive but lead nowhere. It is born from experience, from silent reflection, and from daily obedience. There is also growth in character. Character sustains you when emotions oscillate and when the scenario changes. The divine strengthens your integrity, your constancy, and your fidelity, so that your life remains firm even under intense pressure. You grow also in spiritual sensitivity. This sensitivity refines your listening, helps you perceive the direction of the divine, and enables you to respond with promptness. Without it, even good opportunities can transform into disguised distractions. Nothing in this growth happens without purpose. That which the divine is preparing demands a more strengthened version of you. Not merely stronger on the outside, but solid on the inside, in spirit, in discernment, and in resilience. The ebook, The 12 Arcturian Portals, a trilogy that teaches you how to activate your 5D connection with the Arcturian masters through 12 energetic portals, practical techniques, activation protocols, and rituals that awaken your stellar DNA. From amplified intuition to direct communication with spiritual guides. Attention! Limited edition. The link to get your trilogy is in the first pinned comment. The next phase does not ask merely for will, it asks for capacity. It asks for a version of you that has been refined in the fires of growth, that has learned patience, that has developed discernment. This is the point at which hope gains space to flourish. Growing may seem slow, exhausting, and even uncomfortable. The process of transformation is not always pleasant. There are moments when you question whether you are moving at all, whether progress is real, whether the divine truly sees you. But the Arcturian masters transmit this truth across dimensions. The divine never calls someone to growth without also liberating grace. Grace manifests in the process, not merely at the arrival. You are not being overloaded, you are being equipped, you are not being punished, you are being prepared. As you align yourself with that which the divine is forming in you, Receiving happens naturally and remains. You are not late. You have not fallen behind. You have not been forgotten. These are not phrases to soothe emotions. They are truths anchored in the sovereignty of the cosmic intelligence. The time of the heavens is precise and follows a divine calendar that is not affected by human obstacles. The universe positions each being with intention, conducting them to specific moments, seasons, and circumstances. Many times, purpose reveals itself gradually. Time is part of the calling, not an obstacle to it. The phase in which you find yourself now is not random. It was chosen with care by the celestial realms. The Arcturians considered your history, your temperament, your emotional and spiritual capacity before allowing you to arrive at this point. Nothing in this moment caught the heavens by surprise. This is a time of inner growth before any external exposure. The divine strengthens the interior before amplifying the exterior. Visibility without internal structure generates collapse, but growth from within creates stability. When the moment of greater reach arrives, you will not lose yourself, because you will be rooted. This is also a season to listen with attention. The divine speaks, but many times its voice becomes clear only in silence. Sensitivity develops so that you recognize the correct direction without confusion. Listening is not delay, it is preparation. It is still a season to walk with intention. Every step counts. Conscious decisions replace impulsive reactions. The Arcturians teach you to advance with prayer, clarity, and discernment, not moved by anxiety or desperation. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. This is a time to trust more deeply. Trust matures when you continue walking, even without seeing everything. It is not born in ease, but in seasons that ask for surrender. The divine strengthens your trust in its character, in its nature, in its eternal faithfulness. Your initial mission continues simple but powerful. The universe does not complicate obedience. It calls you to be faithful in the essential. Simplicity keeps the heart aligned. Remain close to the divine, for proximity generates clarity and peace. Remain teachable, because a teachable heart remains flexible and open to correction. Remain faithful, because fidelity sustains advancement. When emotions waver, everything else adjusts. When the foundation is firm, construction grows naturally. The divine has chosen you for this season with a defined purpose, and it will complete what it has begun. Allow hope to create deep roots in your heart. The Arcturians have transmitted this across eons. Those who trust in the divine's timing always arrive exactly where they need to be. Today, the divine does not demand that you understand everything. It asks that you follow. If it designated you for this season, it has already equipped you to live it. Move forward with confidence. Your mission comes from the heavens. Your future is intentional, and this season will respond directly to the person you are becoming. Starseed, understand this profound truth. Grace is not a reward for perfect obedience. Grace is the divine's response to your willingness to align. It is the cosmic force that sustains you when your strength fails, that guides you when darkness seems absolute, that whispers truth when lies surround you. The Arcturians have observed across dimensions that grace operates on a frequency most beings do not yet perceive. It works silently, constantly, without demanding recognition. Grace is the universe's way of saying, I see you, I know your struggle, I am with you. This season is saturated with grace, not because you have earned it, but because you have been chosen for it. The divine does not withhold grace from those who are trying. It does not abandon those who stumble. It does not reject those who fall and rise again. Grace meets you exactly where you are, not where you think you should be. Many beings spend their entire existence waiting to be good enough to receive grace, not understanding that grace is what makes you good enough. This is the reversal of consciousness that the Arcturians teach. You do not earn your way to worthiness. You receive grace and become worthy. This transforms everything. It removes the burden of self-judgment. It releases the exhaustion of trying to prove yourself. It opens the door to genuine transformation. Grace also teaches you to extend the same mercy to yourself that the divine extends to you. How many times have you judged yourself harshly for mistakes that the universe has already forgiven? How many times have you carried guilt for failures that were actually lessons? How many times have you refused to move forward because you could not forgive yourself? The divine forgives instantly, completely, eternally. It does not keep records of your failures. It does not remind you of your past mistakes. It does not hold your stumbles against you. Yet you, in your human form, often hold yourself to standards far harsher than the divine ever would. This season invites you to release that burden, to forgive yourself as completely as the divine forgives you. Grace manifests also in the small miracles of daily life, in the unexpected message that arrives exactly when you need encouragement, in the person who appears at the right moment to offer help, in the resources that materialize when you thought all was lost, in the strength that emerges when you thought you had nothing left. These are not coincidences. These are grace operating. The Arcturians teach that the universe is constantly arranging circumstances to support your growth, to guide your path, to provide what you need. Most beings miss these miracles because they are looking for something grand, something undeniable. But grace often arrives quietly, wrapped in the ordinary, hidden in the simple. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. This season also brings grace in the form of divine timing. You may feel that you are moving slowly, that others are advancing faster, that your progress is insufficient. But the divine's timing is never late. It is never early. It is always exactly right. The Arcturians have observed beings across dimensions who rushed ahead of divine timing and created chaos. They have also observed beings who waited patiently for divine timing and found everything they needed already prepared. Divine timing is not about speed, it is about alignment. When you move at the pace the divine sets, you conserve energy, you avoid unnecessary obstacles, you arrive at your destination intact and whole. Grace also protects you from paths that look attractive but lead to destruction. Many times, what seems like a closed door is actually the divine protecting you from a wrong direction. Many times, what feels like delay is actually the divine clearing obstacles from your path. Many times, what appears as rejection is actually the divine redirecting you toward something far better. This requires trust. This requires faith in the divine's wisdom, even when you cannot see the full picture. This requires surrender to a timing that transcends your understanding. But when you trust, when you surrender, when you align with divine timing, grace flows abundantly. This season, allow grace to work in you. Stop fighting against the process. Stop demanding immediate results. Stop comparing your timeline to others. Stop judging yourself by standards the divine never set. Instead, receive grace. Allow it to heal what has been broken. Allow it to strengthen what is weak. Allow it to guide what is lost. The divine is not withholding from you. It is preparing for you. It is working on your behalf even in moments when you cannot perceive it. Grace is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Trust it. Receive it. Let it transform you. The Arcturian masters transmit a truth that transforms consciousness. Everything in the universe operates on frequency. Your thoughts emit frequency. Your emotions emit frequency. Your beliefs emit frequency. Your words emit frequency. Everything you are broadcasts a signal into the cosmos, and the universe responds to that signal. This is not mystical thinking. This is cosmic law. The beings of Arcturus have mastered the manipulation of frequency across dimensions. They understand that alignment is fundamentally about matching your frequency to the frequency of the divine. When your frequency is low, filled with fear, doubt, anger, resentment, you attract circumstances that vibrate at that same low frequency. When your frequency is high, filled with love, trust, gratitude, hope, you attract circumstances that vibrate at that elevated frequency. This season, the divine invites you to raise your frequency deliberately, not through forced positivity or denial of real challenges, but through genuine alignment with higher truths. Raising your frequency begins with your thoughts. Every thought you think either raises or lowers your vibration. Thoughts of fear lower your frequency. Thoughts of trust elevate it. Thoughts of lack lower your frequency. Thoughts of abundance elevate it. Thoughts of unworthiness lower your frequency. Thoughts of divine worthiness elevate it. You have more power over your frequency than you realize. Every moment, you are choosing which thoughts to amplify and which to release. This choice determines your vibration. Raising your frequency continues with your words. Words are creative forces. They do not merely describe reality, they create reality. When you speak words of limitation, you create limitation. When you speak words of possibility, you create possibility. The Arcturians teach that your words are spells, incantations that shape the fabric of your reality. Many beings speak their own defeat without realizing it. They say, "I cannot," and the universe responds by making it so. They say, "I am not worthy," and the universe honors that declaration. They say, "Nothing ever works for me," and the universe arranges circumstances to confirm that belief. But when you speak words of power, words of faith, words of possibility, the universe conspires to make those words true. Raising your frequency also involves your emotional state. Emotions are the fuel of creation. They are the energy that propels your thoughts into manifestation. When you feel gratitude, you emit a frequency that attracts more things to be grateful for. When you feel love, you emit a frequency that attracts love. When you feel despair, you emit a frequency that attracts despair. This is not punishment. This is resonance. Like attracts like. This season, practice feeling the emotions you wish to experience. Feel gratitude before abundance arrives. Feel love before relationships deepen. Feel peace before circumstances change. This is not pretending. This is aligning your frequency with the reality you wish to create. The ebook, The 12 Arcturian Portals, a trilogy that teaches you how to activate your 5D connection with the Arcturian masters through 12 energetic portals. Practical techniques, activation protocols, and rituals that awaken your stellar DNA. From amplified intuition to direct communication with spiritual guides. Attention, limited edition. The link to get your trilogy is in the first pinned comment. Raising your frequency involves also your actions. Every action you take either raises or lowers your vibration. Actions aligned with your values, your purpose, your divine calling raise your frequency. Actions that contradict your values, that betray your integrity, that move you away from your purpose lower your frequency. This season, examine your actions. Are they aligned with the person you are becoming? Are they aligned with the frequency you wish to emit? Are they aligned with the divine calling on your life? If not, change them. Small actions, when aligned with higher frequency, create powerful shifts. The Arcturians teach that raising your frequency is also about releasing what no longer serves you. Old resentments lower your frequency. Unforgiven hurts lower your frequency. Grudges lower your frequency. Shame lowers your frequency. This season, release what weighs you down. Forgive those who hurt you, not for them, but for yourself, so you can raise your frequency. Release shame about your past. It does not define your future. Release resentment. It poisons only you. As you release, you lighten. As you lighten, your frequency rises naturally. Raising your frequency involves surrounding yourself with high-frequency people, places, and content. You are affected by the frequencies around you. If you spend time with people who emit low frequencies, those filled with complaint, judgment, negativity, your frequency lowers. If you spend time with people who emit high frequencies, those filled with love, encouragement, vision, your frequency rises. This season, be intentional about your environment. Spend time in places that elevate you. Consume content that inspires you. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and in the divine. Finally, raising your frequency involves connecting directly with the divine. Prayer, meditation, contemplation, sacred study. These practices attune your frequency to the frequency of the divine. When you spend time in silence, listening for the voice of the universe, your frequency aligns with the highest frequencies in existence. This alignment is the most powerful force in creation. When your frequency matches the frequency of the divine, manifestation becomes effortless. Doors open. Obstacles dissolve. Synchronicities multiply. This is the promise of the Arcturians. Align your frequency with the divine, and you will become a magnet for everything aligned with your highest purpose. Starseed, you have arrived at this moment in your existence for a reason. This is not accident. This is not coincidence. The Arcturian Council has observed your journey across dimensions, across lifetimes, across frequencies. They have seen your potential. They have witnessed your capacity to grow, to transform, to elevate. This season is not random. It is the fulfillment of a cosmic plan that was set in motion long before you were born into this physical form. Your destiny is not something that happens to you. It is something you create through alignment, through choice, through obedience to the divine calling on your life. The destiny that awaits you is greater than you can currently imagine. It extends beyond what your mind can conceive, beyond what your eyes can see, beyond what your current circumstances suggest. The Arcturians have transmitted this across eons. The divine always has more prepared for you than you have prepared for yourself. Your job is not to create your destiny. Your job is to align with it, to step into it, to become the person capable of sustaining it. This is what this season is about. It is about becoming. It is about transformation. It is about the internal work that precedes external expansion. Your destiny involves impact. It involves touching lives. It involves being a channel through which divine light flows into the world. Not everyone's destiny looks the same. Some are called to lead nations. Some are called to heal individuals. Some are called to create beauty. Some are called to speak truth. Some are called to love fiercely. Some are called to build communities. But all destinies, when aligned with the divine, serve the same ultimate purpose: the elevation of consciousness, the expansion of love, the transformation of the world. Your specific destiny is unique to you. It is written into your soul. It is encoded in your spiritual DNA. In this season, you are being prepared to step into it fully. Your destiny also involves abundance. Not merely financial abundance, though that may be part of it, but abundance in every dimension, abundance of love, of purpose, of joy, of impact, of growth, of peace. The divine does not call you to scarcity. It does not call you to lack. It does not call you to struggle endlessly. It calls you to abundance. But abundance flows to those who are aligned, who are ready, who have done the internal work necessary to sustain it. This is why this season focuses on your becoming rather than your receiving. When you are ready, the receiving flows naturally. Your destiny involves also your unique gifts. You possess talents, abilities, perspectives, and capacities that no one else possesses. These are not accidents. They are not random. They are divine gifts given to you specifically for your destiny. Many beings go through life never discovering their gifts, never developing them, never using them. They live small lives when they were meant to live expansive ones. This season, the divine invites you to discover your gifts, to develop them, to use them. Your gifts are not for you alone. They are for the world. When you use your gifts in alignment with your purpose, You become unstoppable. You become a force of transformation. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light. Your destiny involves relationships. Not all relationships are meant to remain in your life. Some are seasonal. Some are for a reason. Some are for a lifetime. This season, the divine clarifies which relationships are aligned with your destiny and which are not. Some relationships will deepen. Some will naturally fade. Some new ones will emerge. All of this serves your growth and your alignment. Trust the divine's work in your relationships. It is orchestrating connections that serve your highest good. Your destiny involves also challenges and growth. Do not expect your path to be easy. The Arcturians teach that the greatest destinies involve the greatest challenges. Why? Because challenges forge character. They develop capacity. They reveal strength you did not know you possessed. They deepen your faith. They mature your wisdom. When you face challenges aligned with your purpose, you are not being punished. You are being prepared. Each challenge is a training ground for the next level of your destiny. Your destiny is not fixed in stone, yet it is also not random. You have free will. You have choice. But within your choices, there is a divine current, a cosmic flow, a higher intelligence that is constantly guiding you toward your highest expression. When you align with that flow, when you trust that current, when you surrender to that intelligence, your destiny unfolds with grace. When you resist, when you doubt, when you try to force your own path, you create friction and struggle. This season, step into your destiny. Not all of it, just the next step, just the first mission, just the immediate calling. Trust that as you complete this step, the next one will become clear. Trust that as you become who you need to be for this season, the next season will reveal itself. Trust that the divine is not late and you are not behind. Your destiny is waiting. The Arcturian Council is waiting. The universe is waiting for you to say yes. Will you answer the call? If you enjoyed this transmission from the Arcturian Council, consider subscribing to the channel. Most people who watch are not subscribed yet. Hit the like button to amplify this message across dimensions. Leave your comment sharing how this message shifted your consciousness. And share this video with someone who needs to hear the voice of the Arcturians today. Thank you, Starseed, and until the next transmission.